Good morning. This is Sunshine Hwinterbottom calling for Douglas Mendes. Thank you. Yes, Dougie, good morning. Sunshine here. How are you, darling? It's been a while, hasn't it? Listen, I called to discuss some serious business with you, huh? You and I have to have tea sometime. Dougie, it's 2021, eh? And I have been examining the current legislative framework that exists for people living with disabilities in this country. And to say I am unimpressed is an understatement. Because you and I know that... Hold on, Dougie, hold on. Something is happening with my phone. Can you hear me? Hold on. Hold on. Yes, because without the proper legislative framework in place to meet the evolving needs of people with disabilities and their families, life for these people is a joke. And this is not a comedy club. Anyway, listen, I want to have a meeting with you as the president of the Law Association and the Human Rights Committee of the Law Association of Trinidad and Tobago, because I would like you all to work with the community and I to develop or draft legislation that we can take to the Attorney General's office, because we have to get this thing moving, Dougie. And listen, you and I know what it will take to move this, you know. You and I know what it will take to move this, but I am not ready for them yet. I am not ready, God help me, on Eric's grave. I will withhold my campaign contributions to get this thing moving. You hear me? So anyway, you and I have to meet. Yes, you're looking at your calendar. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, that sounds good. I will see you then. Okay.
Is a fact, strictly facts, and is that.
So he started speech therapy at around 3.5, 4 years old. And he did speech therapy for about a year. And she had recommended that we see a psychologist, a child psychologist, because of the tantrum, the anger issues, and things of that nature. So we went and we engaged a child psychologist who basically say, here what? Syddel will be kind of mentally retarded, don't even bother yourself, just keep him within these boundaries. And he suggested that we take him to Ishi's Learning Center. So, because that was what was perceived to be the available place at that point in time. So, we took him to Ishi Center, but for Syddel, that didn't work for him, because at that time, Ishi's, I don't know what it is now, was a center for slow learners. Syddel was not a slow learner. Syddel learned differently. So that escalated the amount of tantrums he threw. He was very disruptive in the school because I guess he was bored. And I think the last straw was when a tantrum resulted in a cupboard falling on him. At that particular time, we got in my younger son to Bryn Mawr's private school. And I spoke to the principal at Bryn Mawr. So I told him about Syddel's experience. He said, well, bring Syddel. Let Syddel come to Bryn Mawr. And that's how his transition to normal public school started at Bryn Mawr Private School with his brother.
It's a different kind of mind. It is probably a little different than yours and mine. It's a different kind of mind. It's an old puzzle if you just try, you'll be all mine. Like a rainbow scene and a brand new vibe, you'll be all mine. 4, 3, 2.
It was challenging in the sense that teachers didn't really know how to deal with Syddel. They indicated that they didn't think he was listening because he used to be in a corner, but he was absorbing because the results would have showed that he got A's. So he was absorbing. On the other side, it was strange for the kids too, because it was a situation where they find Syddel, this child, very strange. You know, he not He not engaging, he not around anybody, he just like to be by himself. Many a times I would have gone to the school and they would say, Syddel, mommy, wasn't the dustbin digging up today? And I was like, Syddel, it wasn't the dustbin digging up today? And he was like, yeah, mommy, I was taking up foil and making animals. So his thing was, I need to make a creature, I need to get the foil in the garbage, and I'm taking it out. So that was basically his reason and rationale for that. So I guess we moved on to the pipe cleaners. But still, you know, ever so often and regularly I would have gotten children telling me, Mommy, Syddel, mommy, this is what he do today. And Syddel, mommy, this is what he do today. And that. And you know, you just work with it, knowing that at the end of the day, he gave you the explanation and you're good with that. So that was basically his stint at private school, primary private school.
Teachers should always be very flexible, especially in their teaching style, because we understand that all children learn differently. Not every child is the same, not every child will learn the same. So as we know, there are 8 multiple intelligences within a child, but the most frequent that we see is audio, visual, and bodily kinesthetic. So where I learn by seeing, when I learn by hearing, or when I learn by doing. And teachers must always give way to that type of flexibility. So for us at school, we do have children that write, and we have children that may cope better typing. So we try to include that within the classroom. Or we may actually print out the handouts if they're having trouble writing. We try to get the children as involved as possible in the learning process, which is why learning your child is very, very important. You know, and it does help them to learn. It builds their confidence a lot. Accommodations are very important, especially when you have an inclusive setting. So there are times even when a child is not neurodiverse and they're typical, and you find that one learning style that you thought would work for them isn't working. So you have to adjust to suit. It's the same way that you'll have to adjust to suit if you have a special needs child, you know, and it really does help them, especially where confidence is concerned, and it really does push them in the way that they need to learn and for them to attain success in their education.
Okay, Dougie, so now that we finished talking business, how is that beautiful wife of yours and your beautiful children? Wonderful. Oh gosh, I'm so happy to hear that. And I see she made some really great inroads with legislation for domestic violence victims. I was so impressed by that. But Dougie, part of what I called you about, beside the other thing, listen, I'm working with a little organization called Cause and Effect. I don't know about Little now. They're like the little train that could, you know, powerful little organization. Shouldn't say little. Powerful little organization. And I want you to introduce me to some of your colleagues in the legal fraternity. Yes, I want them to make some contributions, you know, donate to the organization. You think they'll do it? Yes, thank you. And they have social media too, you know. So you can tell them, go to their Facebook, their Instagram, their YouTube, Cause and Effect. And they have a WePay link that you can click on to donate to the organization to help them continue the work they're doing. Yes. Like, share, subscribe, and donate. Wonderful, Dougie. Well, when I see you, listen, I'll see you soon for that meeting. And listen, I just want to tell you, bringing you on board this drafting of legislation is important. As my world-famous Auntie Hazel used to say, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Okay, Dougie, I will see you soon. Bye.
It's a different kind of mind. It is bubble different than